It's time for Get to the Roots Extras. This is another post-interview episode broadcast, but fortunately for us, we have a bit of an interview. Fiona Frensche is the one and only subject of today's Get to the Roots Extras. Although, a quick announcement. Last week we mentioned Heidi. I probably should not say her name. Forget I said that. I didn't say a name at all because I was saying a being. AB3ING, a being. And she is charting on Groover. Groover has over 600,000 musicians with their work on there. And Being is an affiliate for this platform. And Between the Here and Now is charting at number 233 out of all of those different uploads and songs and different musicians out there putting their work out there. That really speaks to her music, and I am so proud of her. And I'm going to try to stop. I keep trying to say her real name, but her secret identity is safe with me. She is a being. She did give me permission to refer to her as female because we were talking about, and she's like, yeah, it's pretty obvious I'm female. I'm like, oh yeah, duh, you're right. I mean, yeah, beautiful song. Love it. And Another wonderful and amazing female musician is the one that we're going to talk about today is Fiona Frensche with her two new latest releases, Sylvie and Bend Your Mind. And Bend Your Mind is one that a release, really cool release that we did a music video for. Myself, I shot this music video and Fiona Frensche was in it, but also a being was in it. Oh, imagine that. Also, Miss June Bunch, who we started off our Get to the Roots extras, this new iteration, this new style, this new format, talking about her new release. Well, she was in that music video too. Also with Annika Sky was in there too. And you know who else was in there? Andy Rogas. You know who else was in there? Lots and lots of people. So very cool. Fiona is amazing. She rallies people behind her. She is full of inspiration, life, and just the bard comes to her and she sings and she writes and she creates this amazing music, all different genres, honestly, like a lot of different styles she puts out there. So I really want to talk about her two new latest releases. I am so honored to be her friend, and I'm so happy that not only was she like, yeah, you can talk about my music, but she was willing to answer my questions in a way where I could broadcast them to you. So thank you so much, Fiona, and now on with the episode.
Good morning. It's 10 o'clock. Oh my God, I slept late today.
She's passive aggressive, never wears dresses. Oh, how I'd like to see that. I called her one morning, called without warning. She answered and I came undone.
Sylvie, the song was written about a girl crush. Once again, New York City. This woman came to my gig with a friend of mine, and then she continued to come, and she was French, very French, and spoke like this. Hello, Fiona. If I could get that out of her. She was very quiet, an observer. She also sketched, like every time I saw her, she had her little sketchbook, and she was just so mysterious and so alluring. And she always wore these tight black jeans and these little black lace-up booty boots, ankle boots, excuse me, booty boots. You can tell where my mind is. And she just like had this very ballerina stature, like small movements, graceful gestures, never ever spoke louder than this. So you had to lean in, and you leaned in and you smelled this subtle, amazing perfume that smelled like it was probably $300 an ounce. But everything was very subdued and very graceful and very mysterious. And so that's my Sylvie, the girl who wore pants.
Here are some sample lyrics from Sylvie. Her hands, they tell stories of nights spent on drawings. I wish she'd draw one of me, but eyes set for bedrooms, incense and mushrooms, secrets just shared by three. I'm like, oh my God, Fiona, that is so intense. That is so mysterious. It's a risky vibe. Like, Fiona goes hard. And Fiona and I, we are going to be working on a music video for Sylvie. We've actually already started gathering materials, and we have some bookings with the girls to figure out some shots. And we did actually put up a video for Bend Your Mind, which is the release we're going to be talking about after this one. But I want you to hear a little bit more from Fiona about how excited that we both are to do this music video together to honor her dear friend. And something really cool about Fiona, just really cool about just people that I like, is when you can appreciate someone that's imperfect. Like the beginning of Sylvie, I mean, the first lyrics are she's passive aggressive. I mean, that's not usually something that you're going to hear in a song that's actually like a song about how it's your good friend or your girl crush or just someone that you like to hang out with. And I think that's rare these days. And that's something that you find in a lot of Fiona's music. And a lot of music out there on like Radio St. Pete and local music is it's not going to be this perfect, beautiful picture. It's going to be different, unique, and also genuine and real. So let's hear more from Fiona, who, again, I am so thankful that she was willing to send me these voice notes and answer my questions all the way over from France. Cannot stress that enough.
And making the video, we're going to make this video, and I'm so excited. I am so excited to be working with you, Stevie, because you are able, I feel like we collaborate so well. You're so able and capable of pulling all these ideas, because I tend to go sideways a lot, and putting them into a distilled, finished product. So the Sylvie that I look forward to in the part of the video is all of us clanking our little glasses, mugs, teacups, whatever together. Sylvie, I'm coming. Sylvie, I'm coming. Sylvie. And this cobblestone streets just brings back New York City, and clump, clop, 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 clop. I can hear like boots on the pavement following her. And walking all over the West Village, because that's what we used to do. We just used to walk and talk. It was a lovely, lovely crush. Never really went anywhere. I gave her a back massage, but it was me. I was too scared. Imagine that. Hmm.
Let me bend your mind. Just give up your body.
So changing gears a little bit, Bend Your Mind is a lot more, I guess, harder than the most recent release Fiona's put out. It has a lot more of an alternative sound. It definitely is a mix of alt rock and pop, leaning more heavily into the pop side of the sound. And so I asked Fiona to talk a little bit about the woman that wrote the song, because this one is a cover song. And also she had one person do all of the instruments for this recording, which is very cool. I mean, I didn't know if you knew, but my friend Fiona is also the Foo Fighters, because she sings and then has one musician do all the recording for that, all of the instruments. You know, I just recently found out that the first Foo Fighters album was just one person playing all the instruments. I didn't even know that could be done. And now that seems to be like a really common thing in music out there. And you know, maybe that bends bends our mind a little bit. So let's hear Fiona talk about Bend Your Mind, and then we'll talk a little bit about the video that her and myself did with a bunch of other really cool local musicians.
Bend your mind. Bend your mind. Jennifer Charles of Elysian Fields, ELY. Well, you know how to spell Elysian. Elysian Fields. I was working at a production promotion publishing company, and part of my job was collecting interviews to be published in this magazine, couple of magazines, music magazines that were all over the village. The Mirror was one of them, the Village Voice, of course, but there was another one. Anyhow, I stumbled upon Elysian Fields, Jennifer Charles, more specifically at the Mercury Lounge, and there was, you know what? I'm not even going to talk about it. If you just Google Elysian Fields or go to Spotify or iTunes, her songs are ethereal. She has this worldly, world-weary, sultry sound, and her music, her guys are like jazz musicians, Orrin Blodo, Oren and Jennifer have been together, and they're still together. And guess what? They're in France. She always had a very European style, and she was an actress, and she definitely acts on stage. And once again, a woman of a very soft voice and subtle gestures, but she's actually a firecracker when it comes to making music. Her lyrics are, again, otherworldly, and it's like when you listen to their music, it's very out there in a really good way, like you're on mushrooms or something. I can't explain it. Bend Your Mind is a little bit of a departure from her normal kind of music. I I I covered a song called Star by her, which again is a little bit of a departure. Bend Your Mind, I loved that song. The riff is so groovy. The riff is so sexy. And seeing her in Brooklyn, walking around the streets, doing the interview with her was really so exciting because they are a jazz oriented band. They're very sophisticated, and she is like this sex kitten that knows it, by the way. And she's really, really flirtatious, and she'll just like, I don't know what the word is. Tease. That's what it is. She's a tease on stage. Bend Your Mind is so much fun. I had so much fun making that video with you. And I feel like we just really made it into our own. It's a celebration it's a celebration of crushes. It's a celebration of sex. I'm sorry, but it is. Why am I sorry? It's a celebration of celebrating attraction. So bend your mind and altered states of consciousness, which can be picking flowers in your backyard, petting your dog, petting your cat, or, doing some shrooms, whatever. But bend your mind is just that. Bend your mind in any way, shape, or form that you prefer. Okay, words about my guitar player. Denny Bridges, I met in a recording studio in New York City. Sam Ash was running a competition of bands who wanted their song produced by Sam Ash. And Ashley Wilkes' band submitted a song, and Denny Bridges at the time was producing their music. Denny Bridges is no slouch. He worked in Montserrat at George Martin's studio, George Martin of the Beatles. He worked in Montserrat. He worked in Air Studios in London with the Beatles, Harry Nilsson, Electric Light Orchestra. What's her name? You're So Vain. Carly Simon. Mick Jagger sings the background on that song. Mick Jagger was in the studio. Anyhow, he and I ended up being together as a duo for 10 years. He actually worked on cruise ships with me and moved to Florida with me. I moved here maybe 12 years ago. Brilliantly talented guy. He loved playing guitar, and he's all over many of my recordings. But his real gift is producing. He's a genius in the studio because he makes these choices, and he's so lovely to work with because he listens to me, but then he'll do some brilliant trick, kind of like you, Stevie. Like, I don't know or pretend to know what goes on in production, but making videos, making art, making a finished product is a mystery that I've never solved. And so that's Denny Bridges. He's a Brit. He was born in England and came over to America and has been here for the last 40 years. And he moved back to England and is very happy tending to an organic farm and really being in the woods. Okay, that's Denny.
I'm a butt in here with my big butt. So Fiona is so awesome and cool, and just like making music is a mystery to me. I'm like, how does a song go together? I don't know. The parts on the top of other parts, but it's probably because I'm tone deaf and probably beat deaf, and I don't know, probably just taste deaf, tasteless as well. But anyway, so there is a secret to putting things out in the world that I learned from my personal mentor, Jeff Barsh, but also is reiterated with myself and my songwriting buddy, Jerome Savoy, is you just kind of just put stuff out there when you're like 80% happy with it. And then as you practice and things get better, your 80%, it looks a lot better than your 100% would have been when you first started. The whole idea of creating something and finishing it is like being okay with it being finished and not looking exactly like you wanted it to look until you learn how to make things better. So we'll talk more about the music video after Fiona talks about her latest guitarist in this next audio clip from her that, again, I'm so thankful for. But I could not have made the music video for Bend Your Mind the way that I did without making a bunch of YouTube videos before that for years, trying to make basically like a travel vlog all around the city of St. Petersburg. I did with my ex. It was like a really fun thing and an activity that we started to make our relationship better. And I don't think it did that, but it did get me behind a computer learning how to edit photos, reading books on how people edit movies, and then now seeing things in a way that's deeper than just being like, oh, that's a montage. Instead, I learned, oh, that's eye tracing. And if you use that correctly in any sort of film, it really engages the viewer. And also, you can use that for feelings. Wow. And oh, this is how music works. Like, not just background music in something, like your actions on screen really need to fit the music. And you can find ways to do that, and it seems subtle at first, and it seems like things that don't matter, but in fact, they actually do matter. So video editing is a huge passion of mine. I wish that I did it for, like, a job because I would love it. I would really get in there, and you bet your booties that I would not be very happy with putting things out that I'm only 80% happy with. But with the practice, probably I would get closer to like 95% happy with. But again, you're never going to finish if you want something to be 100% perfect and amazing. You're just not. At least I'm not. And I think that could be maybe 85 to 95% of the population. Now, I'm sure there are people out there that are perfectionists and very organized and can get everything to 100% every time. But who has the time for that? Us creatives, like, we're busy because we always have our hands in all these different pots and all these different activities. All right, so we're going to hear about Fiona's latest guitarist in this next audio segment, and then we'll wrap up with a few more words about the Bend Your Mind music video. And, of course, the plugs.
Lastly, I definitely should say this because it's current times. I've been working with Paul Anthony, and we have a show coming up tomorrow. And our show is just that. I'm sorry, it's not just. Our show is the chords, common chords. We're talking about music, but Paul did an exceptional job on Bend Your Mind. He actually played all the instruments, and I feel like he did a great job. And he also he recorded Moon. The Moon is Made of Gold. I feel like Paul did an exceptional job on The Moon is Made of Gold because the song is difficult. And he plays such a beautiful 12-string guitar, which you'll hear tomorrow on Radio St. Pete, 6 to 7, excuse me. Okay, that's my scoop. Thank you so much. Bye. Thank you. Love you, Stevie.
I love you too, Fiona. Okay, so just an apology to anyone listening to this now. The broadcast that Fiona's talking about at the end there did already happen. It already went by. I ran into a little bit of a timing issue because I have a beautiful, wonderful, amazing full-time job under an alternate identity that pays all my bills and lets me live happily and successfully in the world. And sometimes injuries happen, and sometimes all this overtime happens, and sometimes all of these dogs are just very whiny. Do you have something to say? There she is. There she is. There she is. There she is. Okay, but back to Bend Your Mind as my dog tries to bend the air to go outside. The music video is cool. We shot it at TBD, Tampa Bay Drinkery here in St. Petersburg. We asked them for permission like 5 or 6 times. They said yes. We had like a little party. A bunch of female musicians were there. We were wearing these very cool masks that Fiona Frensche, she made. And that's a part of another art project for her, but it goes with this music video where these women, we were partying. We had this like cool Wizard of Oz vibe. And Tampa Bay Drinkery is very red in there. It's like red and black. And I was like, I'm going to play up these colors. So when I edited the video, I did a lot of very 90s effects with like mirroring of images, and I played up the reds and the blacks, and I turned up that contrast and just gave it that whole 90s feel, because those sharper primaries with kind of the grainy look and the high contrast was a kind of a 90s look, and it felt right for the song, and it made me feel good to put all of that together and to just make it have a visual representation that not only was mind bending and showing these women partying and being sexy and cool and mysterious. It's so mysterious, this music video, but it's nostalgic. It'll remind you of the music videos that you used to watch on MTV, and you're like, "Ooh, what is that song? Ooh, that's a song I want to hear at like a club, or a song that I want to hear on the radio when I'm like driving down the road and it's midnight and I got my windows down and I'm just like listening to Bend Your Mind and the breeze is running through the car and it's a nice clear night. The stars are above me. I could be going to a party. I could be going anywhere in the world right now." So I don't know. It just had that sort of feel to it. And that, to me, that's like what the 90s was. It was a time of more freedom and expression for certain parts of music and population, and just, I don't know, makes you feel kind of young. I don't know what else to say about the feel of the video. So if you want to find it, tell me what you think. If you think it's garbage, please be nice with your words, but like let us know. Like, I guess like what I could have done better. I mean, I did shoot the whole thing on my phone. I know I'm making this video sound terrible, aren't I? Oh my God. No, I think it turned out good. I mean, we liked it. And there's a lot of effects to work with music there. So look up Fiona Frensche. I am going to spell her name Fiona. That's Fiona. And then Frensche is not like Frenchy. It's Frensche. So kind of like Fiona French. But anyway, so look that up. You can Google her or just go on YouTube and then type that in and Bend Your Mind, and the video will be accessible to you through the magic of the internet. As will all of her music. And please go out and follow her on all of the platforms, the Spotify, the YouTube, just anywhere that you listen to music. Please follow her. I do have her on a Spotify playlist with my songwriting buddy, Jerome Savoy. The playlist is called French Pop. I'm sure it's one of only several hundred that are out there on Spotify, but if you look that up, you'll see it. Her stuff there as well. Always fun to make playlists full of music with people that you have the deep honor and pleasure of knowing. It's so cool. And you can find me online everywhere too. You can find my art under the name Sparkle Weather. You can find me on Redbubble and TeePublic, where I'm like hooking. Is that hooking? I don't know. Hucking, selling, schlupping, not hooking. I did not say that. I said hooking, spitting, selling. I already said selling. I already said most of those words. But I have t-shirt and sticker designs up there. And a lot of them suck. Some of them are photographs. And some of them are great. And you might love them. And you might find the t-shirt of your dreams. Like a fire truck. I have a fire truck t-shirt. But it's not just any fire truck. It's a cartoon fire truck. And he's facing you. And he's on fire because he's a fire truck. And he's smiling. That is the type of thing I have there. Well, anyway, my dog is yelling at me. Thank you so much for checking out Get to the Roots Extras. We'll have another fun broadcast next week. Probably just me babbling on and on again with a little bit of structure, a little bit of fun, some jokes, and we're going to continue putting the clips of the music in the broadcast because this is fair use. This is transformative content. This is a lot of fun. Thank you again. Check out my show on Radio St. Pete, Get to the Roots, 3 to 5 p.m., radiostpete.com, or if you're in St. Petersburg, 96.7 FM. Thank you so much again.